So far in this course, we've talked about lots and lots of high-level concepts in Notion, like Notion formulas, Notion databases, Notion grouping features, sync blocks, and everything else. But in this video, I want to talk a bit more about the details, so about some of the additional things that you can do, and also give you some tips about general best practices when working with Notion. First of all, I recommend that you use Notion databases whenever you can, because Notion databases kind of force you into a set structure. They give you the option to create templates. It makes it easier for you to filter through your content in your database or in your workspace. And in general, it's just an easier way to work with Notion if you use more databases. You have more features available to you, and it's in a more structured way. So whenever you can, use Notion databases instead of normal pages. Next, we have a quick tip for Notion databases, especially for the board view. And I talked about this earlier before. I always try to hide the done column, or so I would call it, in Notion board databases, because this will be the one that fills up the quickest. So here we have a CRM, but it would be the same thing for a project management dashboard, where you would have like a project finished category. And so I always hide those groups in order for them to not clog up my entire view here. It gets kind of messy if you have 50 different projects in your category here, or 50 different leads. So that's always a great thing to kind of organize your workspace. The next tip is to change the default start page if you want to. And you can do that in the Notion settings. Here you can go to My Notifications and Settings. And here you can actually choose the Open on Start setting. And you can either change this to your last visited page. So this means that if you do something in Notion, then you leave Notion, so you leave the website, and you come back later, it will actually open up on that page that you left it. And the other option would be to default to the top page in the sidebar. So this could be, in our case, our homepage. Next is a hidden feature in the timeline view, because here, if you go to the settings and you go to layout, you can actually show a table next to the board here that will actually show you the different projects, like in one big table. And this makes it easier for you to kind of see which of these lines actually belongs to which of these projects. Some people prefer it this way, some people prefer it the other way, but either way, you can choose how you like it for yourself. Next, you can change what date property you want to use as the basis for either the timeline view or the calendar view. So this might be a problem that you had yourself. And to fix this, just go to the database settings, then go to layout, and then go to the show calendar by property, basically. And here you can set which of the date properties you want to use for your calendar. So in this example here in the CRM, we could also use the last contact date as the date to add these elements to the calendar, and this would change how this works. The next tip is to use the page history to restore previous versions of any page in your workspace. This is awesome if you want to go back to a previous version of your page. Again, if you deleted something that you didn't want to delete, if you added something that you didn't want to add, or if you just missed the old layout you had with your old Notion page. And to do that, you can actually just go to the menu here and then go to the page history. And then this menu will pop up, which will show you all the different versions of your page over time. Now, with the normal Personal Pro plan, you only get a 30-day kind of page history for that. For more than that, you will need the Enterprise plan. But again, 30 days is, in most cases, more than enough to go back to the previous version of your page. Next, you can actually use the Notion dark mode. And if you like browsing with a dark screen, then this is exactly for you, because you can easily do that in the notifications and settings and then go to appearance. I have it as light right now, but you can also do the system setting and you can just turn it dark for all cases. And then your entire Notion workspace will turn dark like this. All right, that's it for this video. In the next one, we'll talk about some more tips specifically for Notion teams.